Hey everybody, I'm Rivella and welcome to my YouTube channel, aka My Sims World. I am super excited to share my first video with you guys, and honestly, I thought what better way to start this channel than with a guest video. It just makes sense to me because this is how we all start the game, and also a lot of you have been asking me over on TikTok what I use to create my Sims, so today I am gonna show you my cast process, the mods and custom content I use, and all the things I do to make my Sims feel like mine. And speaking of mods, before we jump into creating a Sim, I want to share a few cast mods that I use to make the creative process easier and a lot more enjoyable. Starting with my favorite cast background called Serenity Street by Simsy Boy, and I just fell in love with it. Not only is it beautiful, but it's also animated. As you guys can see, there's rain in the background. It adds such a cozy atmosphere, and honestly, it sets the mood to be in the right creative headspace. The only thing I need right now is a gentle rain sound in the background, and it will completely seal the mood. Now onto something more practical, the Stand Still in Cast mod by Elgatisha. This mod is pretty much self-explanatory. It stops your sim from moving or spinning around when you are trying to focus on the details, and instead of your sim constantly shifting, they just stand still. Now I'm going to take off her robe, and you would notice that I have 3 columns thanks to the More Columns in Cast mod by Werbisu. It makes browsing and selecting items way faster and easier. Next, to make everything look cleaner, I use the CC Wrench Override by Tiasha Sims, which replaces the default one with something more subtle. Now that the robe is off, we can see this default cast underwear replacement set by Syntate, and it fits perfectly with the overall aesthetic of this room. Moving on to the face, starting with lashes, I use the EA Eyelashes Remover mod by Kijiko to delete those thick and blocky EA lashes. This way I can later add custom ones. The next and final cast mod I'm gonna show you is the No Makeup and No Accessories on Randomized Sims by Simply Ajunta or Ajunta. I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. As it says, this mod stops randomly generated Sims from getting makeup or accessories, so you get a clean base to work with in cast. Now let's get into actually creating a Sim, and my first step is to use default replacements. First, we have this default skin called Pyrus by Nazari, and let me tell you guys something, I have never been this satisfied with a default skin, and I have tried a lot. The texture is smooth and detailed, it adapts to body weight, which makes your Sims look way more realistic but not overly edited. The shading and highlights on the face are super natural, it gives dimension without needing makeup, and honestly, if you are in a rush or just not in the mood to do a full face, this skin alone already makes them look finished and polished. I mean, just look at the difference. To add more realism, I have the Bare Skin Tone Pack by Lamatis. This pack gives you a set of custom skin tones that look super natural. The tones are not overly saturated or flat. It has a wide range of undertones and shades that work beautifully with different skins, and I truly don't know what I would do without it. Next is the Eyebrows Texture Overhaul by Kijiko, and it replaces the EA default eyebrows with much more realistic ones. It honestly saves me from downloading tons of custom eyebrows because they do the job. For my Sims eyes, I use the Quartzo Eyes by Golly Haha, and I'm so obsessed with them. They have this really pretty gradient effect that makes the color look soft, and there's just the right amount of shine, which makes the eyes feel more alive. Next on the list are the teeth. I don't know why, but the name of the mod always makes me laugh. And it is the EA Teeth Be Gone by Pixis. They look more natural and less chunky. And I also like the fact that they don't look too realistic to the point where they feel out of place. Let's move on to body shaping, and for that I heavily rely on sliders. One thing about me is I love hip dips, I have hip dips, and my Sims are gonna have hip dips too. I don't know why I got so excited about hip dips, but I just love them. And to make that possible, I'm gonna use the Hip Dip Slider by Vibrant Pixels. It lets you freely adjust the hips, which is something that the game does not offer, which is unfortunate because everyone comes in different shapes. Staying on the topic of hips, we have this hip shape slider by Lumia. This one shapes the hips, making them wider, rounder, and more, giving you even more control on your Sim's silhouette. Moving on to something I have been enjoying doing recently, it is giving bow legs to my Sims, and I don't know, I just find it so cute. And thanks again to Vibrant Pixels for this slider because it really adds realism to the game. Onto the backside, we have the Enhanced Butt Sliders by Seymour NYC. It has many options to shape your Sims bottom. You can make it look more plump or drag it down and adjust the size of it. Since I love realism in my game, I use the belly and breast sliders by Vibrant Pixels. Again, you can adjust the belly's thickness by making it fuller or flatter. And for the breast, you can add a symmetry. I think this is so cool. It makes your Sim's body look natural and also realistic. Speaking of breast, I also have this default breast slider by MagicBot, and this one is so complete. It has so many ways of shaping your Sim's breast, so definitely check it out. And for the last body slider, I use the height slider by Lumia. You can adjust your Sim's height, which adds much more variety in your game. For the face, I use the temple slider by Squimish Sims, and it makes the face look less round and helps shape a more defined face. I also use Miko's eyebrow sliders, and this one helps you raise and lower the outer ends of your Sim's eyebrows and adjusts the thickness. This one lets you control how close or wide the eyebrows are spaced. For the mouth, I use two sliders. The first one is the default mouth slider by MagicBot. You can adjust the size of the mouth, the lip shape, and so much more. And the second one is the pouty lip slider by Miko. And as the name implies, you can give your Sims pouty lips. And the final slider is the chin slider by Miko. With this one, you can make the chin wider, sharper, and even add a little dip, so you can have diversity when creating your Sims. Now, I'm just gonna tweak her a little bit off camera and I'll be back. Now that she's ready, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the presets I use, and I just know I'm gonna eat. I'm sorry. She looks so good already. So for her, I have kept the base game eyebrows. I do have some custom eyebrows, but not a lot, so I'm just gonna show you my favorite creators just for the sake of the video. One thing about me is that I am a bronzer girly and I love to add warmth and shadows on my Sim's face, and I am gonna do just that by using the Northern Siberia Winds forehead overlay and also the Little Details by Nazuri. Moving on to the skin, I only have a few overlays because I am quite picky, not gonna lie, so here are the ones I use. First, we have this Raven Skin Overlay by Sims 3 Melancholic. I love how the skin looks moisturized and very realistic without doing too much. Next is the Butter Skin by Twisted Cat, and as the name implies, the skin looks like butter, but I also love the point of highlights on the face. Next is the Glass Skin by Twisted Cat, and I love the point of highlights again on the face, and the body is more on the matte side. Next is the So Creamy Skin Overlay by Twisted Cat, and I love how the shadows of the face and the subtle highlights blends together. Next is the Fawn Skin Overlay by Twisted Cat again. I love how buttery the skin looks and how Twisted Cat never misses when it comes to face highlights. And finally, my all-time favorite, which is the Gaia Skin Blend by Divine Cap. It has the perfect balance between smooth and realistic. It makes the skin smooth enough, but also keeps the natural texture around the eyes and the nose, and I just love it. And another thing I like to do is to overlap the Gaia Skin Blend on top of every single overlay that I use. It's one of the things I do to give my Sims a consistent look, kind of like a visual identity, and it's really subtle, but it makes just enough of a difference for the Sim to feel like mine. Onto the skin details. Today I'm gonna use some freckles. These are by Poyo Poyo, and I only have them because they blend so well with the skins and they offer other options, so I'm good with these. Even though I have already added some shadows on my Sim's face, I'm still gonna add some shadows from the Miscellaneous Face Details Kit by OkBrew on my Sim's nose. It includes many options to add more life and depth to your Sim's face. Now to add more character to my Sim's face, I'm gonna use some face overlays. Starting with eyes, I use the eye masks by Sammy XOX. There's a bunch of options to make the eyes look more alive and really stand out. I also use these nose masks by Obscurus for the nose bridge. It's really soft but still defined enough to shape the nose. It adds the right amount of shadows without being harsh. For the tip of the nose, I use the To The Bone nose masks by Pixis, and this is usually where I see my Sim's face come to life. To finish off the face, I'm gonna use these lip shape overlays by Northern Siberia Winds. They have different swatches so you can adjust them to your Sim's skin tone, and I really love how defined they look. So for the body overlays, I'm just gonna let them play through because I don't want to get too repetitive. Because I know all I'm gonna say is I use this because it adds realism and diversity and blah blah blah, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna let them play through, and I will see you in the next section of the video. Now that I've added the body overlays, my Sim is technically done, but she's not at her full potential. So let's go ahead and put some makeup on. I like to start with lashes, starting off with the 3D eyelashes by Northern Siberia Winds. They look gorgeous, but the coolest thing about them is you can choose their size. You can choose between small, medium, and large, and just to give you guys an idea, my Sim is wearing the size small. Next are the 3D eyelashes number 1 by Twisted Cat. I love how natural they look. They are not too thin, and she looks like she just put on some mascara. If you are more into fuller lashes, I have these 3D eyelashes by Natalis. The way they frame the eyes is so beautiful, and she low-key looks like she just got out of the lash tech. And if you want to go further, we have these candy lashes by CC Sims EXO. These ones really give your Sims a bold look, and there's like this subtle eyeliner effect on the waterline that gives intensity to the Sims eyes. Let's move on to the eyeshadows, and this one is gonna be very quick because I only have 2, and the reason why is because I don't really put eyeshadows on my Sims like that, and I usually just use the EA shadows, so yeah. The first one is the eyeshadow 53 by Carol Design. It's very simple but also very soft because of the highlight in the inner corner. And the final one is the glitter eyeshadow number 163 by Cosmetic. This one is more for the special occasions, and I love the way the shadow diffuses. I love the glitter. I love the inner corner. I just love everything about this look. I took off the lashes so you guys can see the eyeliners I have, and just like the shadow and the rest of the makeup I use, I don't have a lot, which is very funny because I am a makeup girly. I love makeup, and I don't know, I don't have an explanation, but I digress. This one is the eyeliner 25 by Carol Design, and it is very simple. This one is by NGC. It is simple and also has an inner corner highlight. And the last one is the eyeliner number 12 by Anonymous. This one is thicker and more extended. Next is my only blush, and it is the Cherry Blush by Twisted Cat. I love the placement and also the different swatches. And here's where the magic happens. I like to add some shadows on my Sim's face to add dimension, but I also love to add some highlight. This is a step I cannot skip because I feel like it contributes to my Sim style. It's like, you know, when you can see someone's Sims and just know that it's theirs. That's how I want to feel, and that's how I want people to feel. The first highlighter I'm gonna apply is by Fixated. It has some shimmer to it, so it kind of gives your Sim skin some texture. I'm gonna tone it down. Then on top of that, I'm gonna use the Cherry Highlighter by Twisted Cat. This one looks smooth and make your Sim skin look moisturized. Tone it down a little bit, and here we go. She looks so pretty and glowy. Oh, I love that. I love that. Now let's finish off the look with my one and only Molly lipstick by MSQ Sims. I use it on every single one of my female Sims, and this is such good quality. I love it. I mean, look at that, guys. Now that we are done with the makeup, let's go ahead and find her some hairstyles. I already know what I want for her, which is this hairstyle by Betty Sims. I don't know why, but I feel like this hairstyle kind of gives me art vibes. So that's the vibe I want her to give off. And even though I've already picked her hair, I still want to highlight some of my favorite hair creators. So we are officially done. Yay! I'm so glad. She looks so pretty. I love her. Oh my god, her name is Ivory Wilson. I just gave her some accessories and I put together this cute little outfit. She's a student in art school and she has a big dream, which is opening her own gallery. She's creative, loves art, and is non-committal. And it doesn't mean that she is not loyal or isn't faithful. She just protected her heart a little too much and now she is scared of love. For my male Sims, I have the same routine as my female Sims, so I'm just gonna show what's different. Starting with the body, I use this Top Body Default Replacement by Lumia. It gives a natural frame and also has a soft V shape, and I know that right now on my Sim it looks pretty much defined. It's because I have this body preset by Valuka to make him look less blocky and defined. I also have this body hair by Lumia. It has different swatches with different hair textures and it looks so realistic. Moving on to the skin, the ones I have are from Northern Siberia Winds. They instantly make your Sims look good without having to do too much. They are soft and defined and makes creating easier. I also like to add some hairline, and this one is by Real Sim. Speaking of hair, I like to go with Johnny Sims Creations. To add even more realism, I use these eyelashes. I like to add some beards too, so here are my favorites. And we are done. So this is Antoine Singh. He is a chef and he just opened his restaurant, but he's gonna have to face some issues when it comes to that and start questioning himself and his passion, wondering if it's worth it or not, and he will have to take some big decisions. He is adventurous, creative, and I forgot to put the third trait, but he is also a foodie, and this is how I create my Sims. Everything mentioned will be linked down below. I hope you had fun and maybe discovered something new. I hope this video helped you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to chat or ask a question, comment down below and share with some friends. Finally, do not forget to subscribe for more Sims 4 content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!